Woo! Are we live? Yes, we are. Hello, everybody. Hi. Hi. Um, I have to keep this one short. I know I'm like a broken record, but there's a legitimate excuse this time. Um, I booked my Zoom call with my nutritionist in about what time do we have here? Half an hour, give or take. So completely forgetting that I had a live stream I needed to do, which tells you where my mind has been lately. Hi, guys and dolls, Allie here. And this is, but first, coffee with Allie. I am not having any coffee today. I am having a little sody pop today. That's good. It's like a raspberry rose flavor. Hmm. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's well. I'm just pulling up my notes. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Can you believe that July's like just about done? I can't believe that July is just about done. Forgive the loud noise. It is midday here in Harlem, and so we will have noise. That's just the thing that's going to happen. Today is sort of mostly a like July recap, but also um, a little chat about building your life and loving where you are while doing it. So we'll get into that for a little bit. And then we'll do a little bit of a July recap, and then we'll get into August a tiny bit. I might have to change around some of my content for August because there is a chance that Chicago is happening possibly in a different day, or um, there's something wonky with the dates, and I might have to change like some of the August content at the back end to other things so that I can accommodate for the time in Chicago and not, burn myself out or anything like that. So we're making it work. We're making it work as much as we can. I did set the chat to subscribers only again. Seems to be the way that the cookie crumbles there, and I seem to like it. And it keeps the interesting apples away if needed. I started the live stream today at 2:15 because I just needed a little extra time to sort of get my mind right, get my things together, and get prepared for this, but also having to prepare to speak to my nutritionist for literally directly right after this. So, like, my brain is jello, it's fried. On top of that, I didn't really get a lot of sleep because I've been up since like 6:30ish. Armand took a flight to Las Vegas, and so I always get a little, like anxiety when my husband's flying and I'm not there. I worry a lot. I overthink. I worry, and um, so he'll be there for a little bit and then come right back to me. Can't come back soon enough, but I'm neither here nor there. Um, So how's everybody doing this week? How did everybody's week go? Mine was a little on the slow side. I did a few walks. I Oh my god, a cyber truck just passed by. Gross. I did a few walks out. I finally got my toes wet in working out. I did a couple yoga classes and I did some meditation, and I was quite happy with how that went. I was a little nervous that, I wasn't going to be as limber, but I proved myself wrong there a few times. I'm very happy about that. Um, it was nice to get back into some movement. I would like to start doing like cardio and more weight training, but that's going to come when it comes. I'm letting my mind and my body do the talking for me. And that means that, you know, not necessarily that I have to convince myself, but that there's just some more mental gymnastics I need to do to get back on the bike and all of that good stuff. So there's that. But otherwise, I had a pretty good week. I went to Yonkers and did some shopping with my husband. We're looking for bar tables for the kitchen. I think I want to do an updated apartment tour, maybe at the beginning of the year next year, and show you guys how different the apartment looks from last time, because we're changing up a lot of stuff. We're trying to make it look a little more refined and a little more, not minimalist, but just refine it a little bit, fine tune it, make it look a little bit more presentable, especially because I film all around the house. And so there are moments where I want things to be a tiny bit more presentable. So we've been looking for a bar table for him there. So we were in Yonkers and we went shopping, and I bought a few dresses at Zara because we went to I think it's the Cross County Mall, I think. And then we went to IKEA, which was also fun. Um, we had a car. We accidentally, by happenstance, had a car, and that was rented, and we took full advantage of it and just rode around. And then on Sunday, we kind of just sort of relaxed because, you know, that was a lot of stuff that we did. We relaxed, and then I personally went out to dinner with a girlfriend who's in town. She's from the West Coast. She was here to just kind of see New York because she hadn't seen it in a while, and so it was just kind of okay, let's have some dinner. And I took her to this vegan spot in Midtown that I've been wanting to try for the longest time, and it was great. I can't wait. I posted about it on my Instagram today. So if you follow me on Instagram, it's Alessa M. Rodriguez. And it's just the most delicious food, I will say. The most delicious food. Yeah. And so Monday, Tuesday was spent helping, my husband prep for his trip, and also just kind of spending as much time with him as I could because he's going to be gone for a little while. So, not that I'm lonely without him. I just want to, it's always good to have a little space. But I miss my boo. You spend as much time as you have with someone like me, and 13 years is a long time. So you're not always used to when your partner leaves you for a few extended days, but I'll blink and he'll be back and everything will be back to normal. It'll be sunshine and rainbows again. But let's get into our topic a little bit. The main topic is learning to love yourself and learning to be yourself in the city that you are in. I am in New York City, if you don't know. One of the most complex cities in the entire world, if you ask me. So for me, what does being in my NYC era mean to me? What does that mean to me? And so, being born and raised here, my way of living has changed quite a bit. I started out on the Upper West Side with my mom. I moved to the Bronx with my then boyfriend, who's now my husband, and then we started moving around quite a bit because that's just how the rental market is in New York City. It's the worst. It's awful. I don't recommend. Stay where you are, wherever you are, as long as humanly possible. We've lived in Riverdale. We've lived in Washington Heights, and now we're in Harlem. And I love what we are building here. So I hope that we get to stay. In the next few years, we're probably thinking about condos. So that'll be interesting. We've never really been in the housing market like that before, so we have no idea what we're doing. And so, we'll get to it when we can. We have to see how a few things work out in terms of his place of work and what our situation looks like when it comes to money. So once we get there, we'll get there. I think here in Harlem, I really developed a routine of, I go on my coffee runs. Sometimes I like to take my laptop with me and I work at wherever coffee shop I decide. And it's really interesting how I've sort of built up just this little pocket of life here in Harlem, and how that came about. I didn't really do much of that when I was, in the Upper West Side with my mom, and even uptown. I didn't really do much of that because I didn't really go outside much unless it was for work. Truth be told, I just didn't want to be out there if I didn't have to be. More so because of the people than anything. But that's a me thing. God, my hair is doing things, guys. Anyway, I don't know if you guys watched my six things that New York City has taught me video. That was a pretty good one. It was fun to do. It was mostly voiceover, which I'm hopefully getting better at, and not sounding so monotonous. But in that video, I described like a lot of things that sort of keep me humble and grounded while living in the city, about how you need to move fast, how you want to navigate the subway, thoughts about doing things alone, just the importance of claiming your space, right? And understanding what your space in your neighborhood means to you. And for me, in the 4 years that I've been in Harlem so far, I've developed such a love for my neighborhood and a lot of the people in it, because they have been so open and so welcoming to me. And I just absolutely adore that and love that for me and for my husband too, because we felt very out of place in Washington Heights a lot of times. We felt very much like, I guess not to sugarcoat, but we felt like a lot of times we weren't really welcomed as well by certain pockets of the community up there, and it made it hard to live. Harlem, the residents here have always been so lovely and so welcoming, and everywhere you have a bad apple here and there, but for the most part, we were greeted with love and lots of friendship, and just neighbors looking out for neighbors, which is what we didn't have in Washington Heights, or at least I didn't have. And so it was hard for me to be up there. So I'm very happy where we are now. I welcome you to question, if you are a New Yorker, I welcome you to sort of question what the city has been teaching you. If you're somebody who just moved here or is planning on moving here, I welcome you to also think about the things that the city can teach you, and talk about them and journal them, maybe even, and sort of embrace what the city can be for you. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience for me. And I as often as I complain about New York, I also do really love it, and I don't know if I can ever see myself living somewhere else, to be honest. Like, that's truthfully, I don't know if I can do that. I'm also thinking about just like rights and things getting taken away from people in certain states, and I don't want to deal with any. Like, New York has treated me very well for my entire life. Why mess up a good thing, right? So yeah, challenge yourself a bit. Replace New York City with your city, wherever you live, and sort of challenge yourself a bit and see what your city has taught you and what it can teach you in the future. Because even though you're born and raised there, you can always learn something. I always find myself learning every single day that I'm here. I learned something amazing about the city. Mm. Mm. So how did everybody's July go? We're gonna recap a little bit. I vlogged a lot this month. I didn't think I was gonna vlog so much, but I definitely did. I had like almost four straight vlogs, and then I did the 2 voiceovers, and then there's the recap tomorrow that's coming out, which is just a compilation. Do watch that if you've missed all the other vlogs. If you don't want to go into them independently, that video usually is one long stretch of every video except for any maybe Ali episodes I recorded. So there's just one that's not there. Other than that, it was a really peaceful July. Like I found myself being able to get through a lot of things. You know, I did, we went to the Met and we had a good time there. And I got to see, oh my God, guys, I'm so tired. Sorry. I got to see the Superfine exhibition, which I've been wanting to see. I ate at a lot of good restaurants. I tried a lot of good food. I didn't start, but like I got really, really intentional about my eating and my diet. I cut down on coffees a lot. I had a really productive July, and I'm very proud of the work that I've done. I lost 7 pounds in the past couple of months, and so like we're getting to where we need to be steadily, and I'm just really, really proud of the kind of July that I had. You know, there is an intent with that, you know, and it sort of means that in having a pretty good July, you know, I was able to get my mind off of a lot of different things, and I was able to cut off a few bad apples that need not be around. And I was just able to live as close to myself and within myself as I possibly could. And that was so meaningful and so beautiful for me because I feel like I've been lacking in that department for a long time. Like I've been feeling so lost and so just like unable to figure out what it is that is missing. And while I'm still figuring that out, I'm also figuring out, you know, that I can say no more and that I can just kind of live within myself and be how I want to be. And that'll be the best thing for me. I hope all of you had a fantastic July. Like I really truly hope that like it was great for you guys. August. Now August, I decided that I was going to cut out the Coney Island video that I wanted to do. I just think that my August might be a little too jam packed, but also since the Chicago trip is happening at the end of August into September, I just don't see a weekend where I can get Coney Island in. So I scrapped that. But I am still going to do a Maybe Ali episode on bookstores. And so I'm going to start filming that in the next week or so. I think, let me see. I have it on my Notion calendar. All the like videos and content I want to make for August. So yeah, I plan on doing that. I plan on doing a video about how much it really costs to run my blog and the YouTube channel. And then let's see. I'm probably going to do a mini vlog about the experience of just kind of living in New York City solo for a little bit because I'll be without hubs. And then I might start a 75 soft challenge. I'm not sure. I have it written. I've looked into what it entails, and I'm like, I mean, it might be a good motivator. So I don't know. A couple of voiceover vlogs about regrets people have about coming to New York. I want to finally look at some of the pictures from my vintage camera that I have been neglecting. So there's that. I have a whole stack of photos that I've been taking with my 35 millimeter, and I just can't seem to get like the time to put it to sit with you guys like this and just kind of show off my pictures. So that's a me thing. And I will make a video for just a tiny little mini vlog on that. I'll probably end up like splicing the videos like somewhere here so that you can see. I feel a little Not gonna lie, guys, I feel really tired because I've been up since 6:30, but also just a little winded from life. Life is really kicking me right now. So I think, the intent for August is going to be just being a little more intentional, a little softer, not so rough with my time. I don't want to zoom around if I don't have to, but also there might be some zooming because going back to Chicago and I want to be prepped for that properly. And if you don't know me, when I go on a trip, I am gun ho. Like everything's planned. I'm well aware that sometimes plans won't go as I see fit, but at least I create a foundation so that we can work around it. I do it every trip. I'm sure he loves that he doesn't have to deal with that while he's away. But that's just how I am. It's what I do. And I try really hard to just keep trips as non-problematic as I can, you know? So I had a few plans for videos I wanted to do towards the end of the month, but because of Chicago, I might not make them. Or I'll make videos that are on the shorter end / a little few more mini vlogs so that I can still give you guys content and then you can start seeing Chicago vlogs like in September, first couple of weeks. Kind of similar to what I did when I went to New Orleans, where I had everything scheduled out for you guys. So by the time I came back, it was like, oh my God, it's like I almost never left, but I had. So we're going to do that again. If anybody has any questions for me, feel free to use the chat. Otherwise, you can use the comment section during the replay to ask me whatever you want. I will be answering questions for a few hours after the fact. I will say, though, from like 3-ish to 4-ish, I am busy with my dietitian, my nutritionist. So, can't really talk then. But I'll be around and online anytime after that. So watch this one and then come back if you have any questions. I think that might be it. I think we could start wrapping it up. I think we could start wrapping it up a tiny bit because, I want to be able to prep for my other Zoom call. I still can't believe that I did that. I literally forgot. I should have scheduled that Zoom call for yesterday, and I just completely wiped my mind. I've had a lot on my mind, guys and dolls. Just a lot on my mind, and I'm finally starting to, just kind of be clear about a lot of things in my brain. And so with the clarity comes the tiredness because you're depleting your energy trying to get the clarity, right? So it is what it is. I just want to say thank you to everybody who shows up to these. I know that it's hard to sit and listen to someone speak for 20 plus minutes at a time once a week, but I really appreciate that you guys come and you watch and you enjoy, and whatever little bit that I provide, I do the best I can with what I have. And so I'm very grateful, always forever grateful to everyone who just comes in and is willing to listen and willing to even sometimes learn, because sometimes I teach a little. I want to remind everybody to watch the replay. Leave me any questions or comments in the comment section. I don't think I selected to keep the chat replay up. I never really feel like I need to. I feel like the chat is for when people are here with me, and so I don't want to take away from that in any way. So I usually shut that off. So, if you want your comments to be seen, comment when you're here live with me. And you don't want to have that issue. I think the next live stream will probably go over the August reset vlog that's hopefully going to come out on Tuesday. And we'll just kind of go over briefly what's going on in August, and then we will take it from there after that. Yeah. Thank you for being here always. It's just always such a joy. Like, it really is like one of my highlights of my week is just getting to hang out with you guys for a little bit. And yeah, let's wrap this one up. Sorry, I just got an email. Let's wrap this one up. I got an appointment with my nutritionist. Maybe next week I'll talk about that a little bit and how that process is going and how I got recommended it and all that good stuff. Yeah. All right, guys and dolls. Take care. I love you all.